Hello, my name is Ashley Hendricks, and today I will be speaking about the Ficus Carica, commonly known as the common fig, and about food security. What is the Ficus Carica, or common fig? It is native to the Middle East and Western Asia. It is an Asian species of flowering plants. It has been cultivated for many years, dating back to 9400 BCE, with fossils being found dating back to this period. It has been scattered all over the world over the years, growing in the North America, South America, Africa, and even Australia. In 2017, Turkey was as recorded with the largest amount of raw figs at 1.15 tons, which counted for 26% of the world's production. This fruit is a source of calcium, iron, carbohydrates, and potassium, which has many benefits to your health. There were many different methods that I used in collecting my information. The Global Biodiversity Information Facility was used to provide distribution over the world. This was a database to collect all the data of all the figs that were recorded around the world. I then placed this data into the Diva GIS, which was used to determine the current and future distribution of the plants. This uses algorithms to determine what the climate conditions would be in the future and what this would cause to the growing of these plants. I also used the domain ecological niche model to determine the current and future climate conditions, as well as the eco-crop ecological niche model. This all together would give me the current and future distribution of these plants concerning the climate. Looking at the current distribution of the common fig around the world, you can see that the native area of Western Asia has a low to medium suitability ratio for growing these plants. But if you move to Europe, you can see there is a medium to excellent conditions to grow these plants. If you look around, you can see in North America, South America, Africa, and Australia, there are medium to high regions to grow these figs. In looking at the future distribution, you can see an increase in the suitability in Europe, Australia, and South America. This is an indication of climate change moving towards a suitable environment to grow these figs. Africa has also shown a low to medium range, but with a wide spread over a larger area. This shows that climates would be a bit better for these plants to grow there. The region that I will be looking at today is Australia. This is a current suitability graph of Australia. This shows us that a large area of Australia has a low suitability for figs to grow, with areas with medium, high, and very high located in small areas. Okay, now let's look at a future distribution map of Australia. As you can see, there is a sizable difference between the two. This is a map in 2050 showing us what climate change would have done to the distribution of figs. With evidence to the map, you can see there is a smaller low suitability area for the common fig, with an increase of the medium, high, and very high areas. This shows us that the climate is become more favorable to the growing of the common fig. Now there's a look at the eco-crop map. This shows us that the area of South America will have a major change in the climate, with an area being excellent to growing the common fig. This can be also seen in Australia and in the northern Europe, with areas being excellent, very suitable, and suitable. These shows us that climate could have a dramatic change over the next few years. The potential of the common fig would be an increased crop production over the most parts of the world, but major increase in Australia. Increased exports from Africa and South America countries which will improve the GDP of these countries. This can be seen in Australia as well as the European countries. The most suitable regions would be usually European countries. Climate data shows that the climate is most favorable for fig production in these areas because of the climate conditions. The limitations that you experience in these areas would be that areas that are suitable for crop productions are mostly developed countries, and this would cause space issues because most developed countries do not have the required space to grow these amount of plants. This would also occur with the difficulty to harvest these plants because this could cause eye irritation and skin allergens if it's not harvested in the proper manners with gloves and eye protection. This further limitations would be that this would not grow in very warm areas, such as areas with global warming, increased temperature, and areas which will have a drought throughout the year. There are many different opportunities that can be taken with the production of the fig plant. This is a great source of calcium, iron, carbohydrate, potassium, and vitamin A, which is all aids for keeping away sicknesses and diseases. This can be used in many different foodstuffs, such as your jams. It can be eaten raw, it can be eaten dried, it can be used in other types of food to add flavor, and it can be used as medicinal purposes. This does not need to be watered constantly and can survive most climates around the world, except extremely warm climates and cold climates that you find in Arctic and sub-Saharan areas. An increase in production and exports due to climate becoming more favorable in the future. This causes many different countries to be able to grow many crops to be exported around the world and create food for the people that's living in those specific countries. The threats that come with the production of the common fig would be invasive potential of these plants with harm to other plants it grows around. This is possible due to the strong roots that grow with these plants that suffocate other roots of the plants growing around it. This same process could cause damage to infrastructure around the countries, with the roots destroying roads and pavings and foundation of certain houses. This also has a threat to your bodily harm, with it causing skin irritation and eye irritation if it's not handled with care. In conclusion, we can see that there are many pros and cons to the production of the common fig plant. With regards to the pros, we can see that with the increase of production and due to the climate change in the next years, we will have more fig plants growing around in areas, increasing the import and export of this plant between countries. This would increase the income between the countries and double the GDP and infrastructure. This can also be used as a food to feed the citizens of a country, with many different ways to consume the product. With the cons of this would be that this is an invasive species that could cause harm to an ecosystem that is growing around, as well as the infrastructure of these certain countries. With also regard to the cons would be that this could cause bodily harm, with skin irritations and eye irritations being occurrence of not handling the product with care. Hello, my name is Hendricks, and today I will be speaking about the Ficus Carica, commonly known as the common fig, and about food security. What is the Ficus Carica, or common fig?